already tried to film a video and I've been sitting cross-legged for a while and my foot hurts now. Okay, today's video I'm going to be sharing with you my March weight loss results. So we'll do some photos, and if I've lost any inches I'll let you know, and how much weight I lost, and then we'll compare that to February and January. And if you don't know my backstory, I'm in my 40s, I'm currently 44, and I have been managing Hashimoto's. I should say I'm thriving with Hashimoto's compared to how I was feeling back in the day when I was first diagnosed. It took me quite a while to find a way of feeling good despite being on the nasty thyroid meds. I know a lot of people that even though they take the medication, it doesn't really take care of their actual symptoms. And I could probably do a whole other video on that if you guys are interested. But for now, today we're going to talk about my weight loss this year. And the other backstory is that I lost 100 pounds. Despite all of this, despite my age and despite having Hashimoto's. My weight loss story is kind of a mess. Like, I probably should do an updated video on my whole weight loss story, but I'm gonna have to take some serious notes because it's just all over the place. It's not some pretty story where I just like discovered this way of eating and then lost all my weight in a year. Like, everybody just loves those stories, but that's not my story. It's a mess. Finally got to my 100 pound, my milestone in 2018. And then for the past like year and a half, I kind of got a little bit off track. I just kind of didn't care as much because I got to my milestone, and then I gained about 20 to 25 pounds, give or take. And then just the past 3 months, I guess, January, February, March, I've been back on track and losing weight again and well on my way back to my 100 pound milestone. And we're just gonna say a brief hello to that and just keep on going. So I got some questions here on Instagram that I wanted to answer before I show you my results from March. All right, so this question here I thought was a good one. If I feel any difference between potatoes and veggies, which is the potato reset, versus potatoes, fruits, and veggies, and that's what I call fruits and roots. Definitely feel more energetic with fruit in my diet. I just think fruit is the most natural human food, and it just has the right amount of sugar, like good sugars, and hydration. They're just like Mother Nature's perfect little tasty vitamins, and they're just so vibrant and so full of life. And I feel like if you want energy, eat fruit. And not that I feel like a slug or anything eating just potatoes and vegetables. By far, I feel better eating potatoes and vegetables than I do eating junk food. So, but yeah, fruit just gives a little extra pep. I love fruit. But as far as weight loss goes, I feel like it does slow down a little bit when I'm eating some fruit, and it's not the fruit's fault at all. I just feel like it's just easier to manage my weight loss eating really, really simple. And like fruit digests so quick that like I'll feel hungry again. Like, I think if I really wanted to compare apples to potatoes, I would eat an all fruit diet compared to an all potato diet. I think that would be a better comparison. This question here is weight loss about a caloric deficit. Does fat make us fat? So I know a lot of people get really touchy about this topic because there are people that are able to lose weight, you know, eating a whole foods plant-based diet and adding some fat in, and they get really angry when somebody says, you know, like Dr. John McDougall says, fat makes you fat, or fat, what does he say? The fat you eat is fat you wear. But it's true, at a scientific level, our bodies are very efficient at taking the fat we eat and converting it right into fat that we store. But yes, you can still, a lot of people still eat a little bit of fat and still lose weight. Some people can eat a whole lot of fat and still lose weight because they're doing like a ketogenic diet or something, which is really not that healthy, whether it's plant-based or not. But you could always experiment with this and try different amounts of fat. So you could try a week or two, maybe 2 weeks of a certain percentage of fat in your diet, and then you could try it without any fat and see what happens. So it's the bigger issue here is, the most important thing here is that you're doing something that you can do sustainably for a long time. And I know that some of my little experiments, like I'm not gonna be eating potatoes only for the rest of my life. or just potatoes and vegetables and that's it for the rest of my life. But those are more like launching pads to get you back on track and like clean your palate and just kind of reset your relationship with food. But overall, like if we're looking at a whole foods plant-based diet and you're not sure if you should include some fat or not, or if you're scared to not include it because some doctors have put the fear in us that, oh, we have to have it, or you have to have some good fats or you're gonna die or your brain's gonna die. I don't know the science behind that stuff, but the best thing for you to do is to experiment and see what works for you. I mean, when you are going to include overt fats in your diet, you definitely want to keep track of that so that you will have an idea of how much works for you and how much doesn't. Some people do really well on 20%. Some people do better on less than 5%, which is basically not adding overt fats and only getting the fat that comes with the plant sources that you're eating. So every plant has fat and protein and carbohydrates in it. So even if you ate all potatoes, you're still going to get a little bit of fat. For me personally, I enjoy eating low to no fat, like no added fat, just because it gives me peace of mind and I don't have to count my calories or weigh and measure my food. I can just eat until I'm satisfied, and that's what works for me. So I just like not having to count and weigh and measure and all that stuff. I just hate it. So you just got to do something that's going to be sustainable for you, that makes you feel your best. And I feel a little more sluggish when I add too much fat to my diet. Okay, this is a good one. How did you stick with this in the beginning? I can do a few weeks and then I derail. And hashtag junk foodie. I get it. And that's actually really good that you can stick with it for a few weeks. Maybe keeping a food mood diary, maybe make a note on how you're feeling that day and see what happens around week 3. And you're going to be able to figure out and analyze it a little bit and see what the pattern is. I'm going to guess that, maybe you either get bored of what you're eating or your body's fighting this and just wants to eat the food that it knows and is comfortable with. So I suggest when you do get to that point, pull your bootstraps up and just put your tunnel vision on and just try to plow through it. Maybe that's the week that you set yourself up with a meal plan and do some massive batch prepping, and maybe you eat a little more than you normally do just to get through that. Everybody's reasons are individual as to why they get off track, but if you already are very self-aware, knowing that after a few weeks that you get off track, and that's ahead of a lot of people. So kudos to you for recognizing that, and now it's just to take that up a step and see if you can get through that and figure out what your pattern is. Okay, so I have 2 more questions, but I'm going to save those for another video this week because I need some help. Oh my God. I'm sitting too long in the same spot. So let's talk about my results for March. Weight loss wise, I'm down 2.8 pounds, which kind of surprises me because I feel like I lost 10 pounds. Like that's how my body feels. As far as measurements go, this surprised me a lot because according to my measurements, I haven't changed anywhere on my upper body. I haven't changed anywhere except for my thighs and my hips, which is usually the last thing to go. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And the only thing different I've been doing is having smoothies in the morning with greens. I don't know. I don't necessarily think smoothies like magically peel fat off my thighs and hips, but I'm not sure what that's about. But this month my body decided to burn the fat off my thighs and hips, which is great. So 1/2 inch off my thighs, which normally that takes me a century to get any movement off my thighs, and then 3/4 inch off my hips. So, and it was a solid amount because when I put the measurement to where I was before, it's like loose. And then let's just compare this year so far. I lost 8.2 pounds in January, and then I lost 3.8 pounds in February, and then March I lost 2.8 pounds. So it's definitely like gone down each time, and my diet has evolved each month as well. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it or if it's just my body's slowing down just because our bodies don't like to lose weight. When I look at the photos between February and March, it's really hard to see a difference, but there is one little area where I can feel like it confirms that I did lose weight on my legs and my hips. is my shorts are looser. I'm sure I'm smaller everywhere else too, but it's just my measurements just didn't show that, especially around the stomach because I had a meal before I did all this, so that can be a factor as well. But I'm just really happy to see my thighs and my hips coming down. So comparing that to January, February, March, in January I lost 8.2 pounds, February I lost 3.8, and then March 2.8. Now I don't know if that's just because my diet has changed a little bit each of those months, or if it has more to do with just my body is just like, what are you doing? Like, we need this fat. We're not letting you take this fat off here. Like, we need it. So I don't know if it's that or just changing my, tweaking my diet a little bit each month. January was all potatoes. And then February, I incorporated vegetables and some fruits. And then March, increase of fruit for sure. I started having smoothies, and usually a smoothie for breakfast, a green smoothie, and snacking on fruit. But I also had a little more fat too. I started having some over fats. So that could be a factor as well. And this month, I think I want to experiment and do a proper potato reset, just like I promote in my book. So I've kind of already messed that up because I just decided now that I'm going to do that. But I already had some fruit today, but we'll just pretend that didn't happen. So yeah, I'm thinking a proper potato reset. And, well, sort of. I might tweak it just slightly. I haven't decided yet, but I might add a green juice or something like that. I don't know. I just love how green juice makes me feel. But I could try doing one without fruit or very minimal fruit. Maybe just citrus, like lemons or limes. I don't know if I can handle that. Anyway, that is my March body update. I guess you can call it April 1st body update, April 2nd body update, but that's my results for March. And once I decide for sure what I'm going to do the rest of this month, I will let you know. Yes, I'll probably be in tomorrow's video. Okay. If you have any other questions that you want to add to the next Q&A session, let me know. Subscribe and click that bell notification so that you get notified. Otherwise, YouTube might decide on your behalf not to show you that I've uploaded a video, because that's how algorithms work. Yes, thanks YouTube. All right, I'll see you in the next video.